Part 1. Why compasses still matter in the modern world. Imagine one day your internet signal disappears. Your phone battery dies. Your GPS stops working. And then you are in the middle of a forest, a mountain, or even a city you have never visited before. In moments like that, people suddenly realize how dependent they are on modern technology. But long before smartphones existed, humans already had a tool that could show direction in a very simple way. That tool is the compass. It looks small. Its shape is simple. Sometimes it even looks like an old-fashioned object that is only used by hikers or sailors. But actually, the compass is one of the most important discoveries in human history. Because without the compass, humans might never have explored huge oceans. There would not have been many discoveries of new lands. And maybe human civilization would have developed in a completely different way. What makes it even more interesting is that a compass works without batteries, without electricity, without internet. It only uses something that always exists on Earth, which is the magnetic field. Most people know that a compass needle always points north, but not many people really understand why. Why can that tiny needle move by itself? How does it know where north is? And why can a compass sometimes give wrong directions when there is metal nearby? In this video, we are going to talk about all of that from the beginning. Not only how to use a compass, but also how it works, why Earth has a magnetic field, how the compass was first discovered, and why compasses are still used today by pilots, sailors, soldiers, and even astronauts. Because the more you understand how a compass works, the more you realize that this simple little tool actually contains amazing science. And interestingly, it all starts with one small thing: a needle that can move by itself. Part 2. How the compass was first discovered. Before compasses existed, people used the sun to find direction. If the sun rises, that is east. If the sun sets, that is west. At night, people looked at the stars, especially the North Star. The problem is, that method does not always work. What if the weather is cloudy? What if you are in the middle of the ocean? Or what if the night sky is too dark? That is why people needed a more reliable tool. One of the first civilizations to discover the basic idea of the compass was ancient China. Thousands of years ago, people in China found a strange kind of rock called lodestone. Lodestone is a natural magnetic rock. If you let it hang freely, it will always point in a certain direction. At first, people used it for rituals, fortune-telling, and feng shui. But over time, people realized that it could also be used for navigation. Back then, sailors often had trouble finding direction. When fog appeared, when storms came, or when there were no stars in the sky, the compass became an amazing solution. Because with that tool, ships could still move in the right direction. This discovery later spread to the Middle East, then to Europe, and eventually changed the world. Many famous explorers used compasses. He used a compass during his journey across the Atlantic Ocean. Without the compass, they might never have reached their destinations. Interestingly, old compasses looked very different from the ones we use today. Some used bowls of water. Some used floating magnetic rocks. Others used magnetic metal spoons placed on smooth surfaces. But the basic principle was always the same: using Earth's magnetic field. And that is where the story of the modern compass began. Part 3. Why the compass needle always points north. Now the big question is, why does the compass needle always point north? The answer is deep inside the Earth, far below our feet, inside Earth's core. There is a huge amount of liquid metal, mostly iron and nickel. That liquid metal keeps moving because of the extreme heat inside the Earth. And that movement creates a giant magnetic field. Imagine Earth as one giant magnet. Earth has a magnetic North Pole and a magnetic South Pole. That is why small magnetic objects, like a compass needle, automatically follow Earth's magnetic field. The needle inside a compass is made of magnetic metal. One end of the needle is always attracted toward Earth's magnetic north. That is why when you place a compass on a flat surface, the needle moves by itself, then stops in the north and south direction. But here is something interesting. Earth's magnetic North Pole is not exactly the same as the geographic North Pole. The geographic North Pole is the top point of Earth that you see on maps. But the magnetic North Pole is the actual place where Earth's magnetic field points, and that location slowly changes over time. In fact, over the last few decades, Earth's magnetic pole has been moving quite fast. That is why maps, flight routes, and military systems need regular updates. Otherwise, directions can slowly become inaccurate. Another interesting thing is that compasses can be affected by metal objects. For example, if you put a compass near a speaker, near a magnet, near a car, or even near large electrical cables, the needle can move in strange ways because those objects create extra magnetic fields, and the compass gets confused about which direction to follow. That is why people using compasses usually stay away from metal objects, because even though a compass looks simple, it is actually very sensitive. Even a small disturbance can change the direction. Part 4. How to use a compass properly. A lot of people own a compass, but not everyone knows how to use it correctly, and if you use it the wrong way, a compass can actually make you more lost. The first step is placing the compass on a flat surface. If you are holding it in your hand, keep it steady. Do not put it too close to your phone. Do not keep it near a metal watch, and do not keep it near other magnetic objects. After that, wait for the needle to stop moving. Usually the red end points north. From there, you can figure out east, south, and west. If you are using a map, you need to line up the map with the compass. For example, the top of the map should face north. Once the map and compass are lined up, you can start planning your route. Hikers often use something called a bearing. A bearing is a specific direction angle. For example, if you want to walk in a direction of 120 degrees, the compass helps you stay on that exact path. During your journey, this is very important, because in a forest, all the trees can look the same. In a desert, every direction can feel identical. And in thick fog, you may not be able to see very far. A compass helps people stay consistent with their direction. Soldiers, sailors, and pilots use the same idea. They do not only trust their instincts, because human instincts are often wrong. There are studies showing that people who walk without a sense of direction often end up walking in circles. They think they are walking straight, but slowly they turn little by little, and after a few hours, they may end up back where they started, without even realizing it. A compass prevents that from happening, because it always gives a consistent direction reference. Part 5. Why compasses never really disappeared. Today, many people think compasses are outdated, because everyone has GPS, digital maps, and internet access. But the truth is, compasses are still used all the time, even in important situations. Pilots still learn compass navigation. Ships still carry backup compasses. Soldiers still practice manual navigation. And hikers are always told to bring a compass, along with their phones, because modern technology can fail. Batteries can die. Signals can disappear. Devices can break. But a compass will almost always keep working. There are many stories about people surviving because they had a compass with them. Some hikers got lost in heavy fog. Some sailors lost their navigation systems. Some pilots had to make emergency landings. And in situations like that, a simple compass becomes incredibly valuable. Even modern smartphones have digital compass sensors. These sensors are called magnetometers. Their job is to detect Earth's magnetic field. So every time you open a map app and see the arrow moving, that is compass technology working in the background. So even though the shape has changed, the basic idea of the compass is still the same. From thousands of years ago until today, we still depend on Earth's magnetic field to find direction. And that shows how powerful this invention really is. Because even though the world keeps changing, the compass is still relevant. Part 6. Amazing facts about compasses and Earth's magnetic field. There are many interesting facts about compasses that most people do not know. One of them is that Earth's magnetic poles can completely switch places. In Earth's history, the magnetic north and south poles have changed positions many times. This is called a magnetic pole reversal. Scientists believe it has happened many times, over millions of years. If it happens again in the future, compasses might point in completely different directions. Another interesting fact is that some animals have their own natural compass. Migrating birds can travel thousands of kilometers and still know where to go. Sea turtles can return to the exact beach where they were born. Even bees and some fish are believed to sense Earth's magnetic field, which means nature was already using a compass system long before humans discovered it. There are also places on Earth with strong magnetic disturbances. In places like that, compasses can become less accurate because there may be special metal deposits underground or unusual geological activity. That is why scientists, pilots, and navigators always take magnetic variation into account. Compasses are even useful beyond Earth. Scientists study the magnetic fields of other planets to understand whether those planets still have active cores. Mars has weak magnetic areas in certain regions, but they are not as strong as Earth's magnetic field. Has an extremely powerful magnetic field, much stronger than Earth's. All of this shows that a compass is not only about direction. A compass is a gateway to understanding Earth, understanding magnetic fields, understanding planets, and understanding how humans survive and explore the world. So the next time you see a compass, do not think of it as just a small object with a needle, because behind that tiny needle, there is history, there is science, there is adventure, and there is one of the most important inventions in human history. If you enjoy content like this, click subscribe and like to support this channel, and share it with friends who need insights like